Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about players that I want to let go in free agency and players that I want to bring back slash trade. Now, before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, we do upload every single day. Our goal this year is to upload for 365 days, and I appreciate if you guys continue to keep supporting me, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and all that good stuff. And let's get back in today's video. So, as y'all see on the screen right here, this is the Miami Heat team payroll. And you could tell the players that are on contract until 2029, which only player right now is Bam Adebayo. And in that year, he'd be making about $56 million. So we're going to go with the whole roster, and we're going to go start with Bam Adebayo. So Bam Adebayo, we're definitely going to keep. He's not even a free agent anyways, but a player that realistically is not getting traded. Tyler Hero, in my opinion, is not going to be traded, but I will put him on the trade block just because of the fact that he's not a good postseason performer. And without a good postseason performer, and you want this massive contract, we're only going to be set back a little bit more. So I'm just, vague in trying to see what his trade value is, see if we can get a lot of first round picks out of it. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm keeping Bam Adebayo. I am trading Tyler Hero, put him on the trade block, right? Andrew Wiggins, get the hell off my team. I do not want this scrub on my team at all. Find a way to get him off. It's funny because the next player is Terry Rozier. So realistically keep, trade Wiggins, trade Terry Rozier, and trade Duncan Robinson. Now, they're all on contract. And look how much money these players make. $19.8 million this upcoming season. Well, the season that just obviously coming up, right? $26 million and $28 million. Now, tell me, what have these players have done in the postseason? They did absolutely nothing. Now, tell me, what have they done in the regular season? They have done absolutely nothing. I think Duncan Robinson will be a good fit for another team, just not the Miami Heat. I think it's going to be very, very hard to get rid of Terry Rozier. I think it'll be easier in a sense compared to Terry Rozier to get rid of Duncan Robinson. And I think Wiggins does have value. He's a champion at the end of the day. We can kind of use the excuse, well, he was hurt. When he was healthy, he did play good basketball, stuff like that, right? So I want these three players off my team. I do think Kyle Anderson does get traded. Pat Riley did say, listen, we're trying to get under the salary cap, so I think he's going to be gone. With him making $9 million, 9.2, and then 9.6, I think he's gone. I think he did what he had to do, playing for this team. Davion Mitchell, you keep, right? We extend him. Cool. So Bam, Tyler, Davion Mitchell, right? Those are the players that I'm like, bam, we got it. That's the core. Then you look at Haywood Highsmith, which is very, very interesting, right? He got a lot of DMPs this year. He had some good games. Then he had a lot of bad games. But for the contract that he's on, a nice 3-and-D player, he's only 28 years old. I think you roll with him, and he makes $5.6 million. I think you don't extend his contract. I think you let it expire and see if he plays good or not. And if he doesn't play good, let him walk. So I think Davion Mitchell, Haywood Highsmith, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo, I'm completely fine with that. Of course, I'm completely fine with Kelly Ware. Now, for Kevin Love, yes, he is on contract. He said he does want to return, and I'm at the point with Kevin Love. I think Kevin Love is fine, right? But it's like he's taking up a roster spot. That's the only thing. It's kind of like the Udonis Haslem situation. It's like he's taking up a little roster spot. So for the morality, we keep him, but reality, I kind of want to move on from him, right? I kind of want to move on from him. So let's move on from Kevin Love. Even though he's on this contract right here, player option, I want to move, to be honest with you. Jaime and Jovic are the big questions, right? Are we extending Jovic? In my opinion, I don't think we extend Jovic. You didn't want to extend Jimmy Butler. You want him to prove it. I think you need to have a season where Jovic needs to prove it. He's only 21 years old, which is still fairly young. Dude's younger than me. Think about that. So he's only going to get better, hopefully. But it's just like we're kind of running out of patience. That's the problem. When you're running out of patience on a guy like Jovic, it's like, Jaime, he's going to be on the roster next year. Now, these two players, depending on the Kevin Durant trade, whatever we have to give up if that trade does occur, I'm sure one of these will be gone. We'll see. But I think Jaime needs to take that next leap. He's not going nowhere. He got 2 years left. And then Jovic has 1 year left, right? Alec Burks, to be honest with you, he did good in his minutes. He really did. I wish he got more minutes. I thought he should have played a little bit more, but I guess he didn't. So he says he wants to be back. We'll see what happens. I'll give him another vet minimum contract, and I'm fine with bringing him back. Hillel Larson's going to be here. Keshad Johnson's going to be here. And then Christopher, Drew Smith, and Isaiah Stevens. I'll bring back Drew Smith. Can care less about Christopher and Isaiah Stevens, right? So what a roster is looking like, if I'm running this, is keep Bam, keep Tyler, letting go of Wiggins, letting go of Terry, letting go of Duncan, letting go of Kyle Anderson, bringing back Mitchell, keeping Haywood Highsmith, keeping Khalil Ware, letting go of Kevin Love. These depend on the Kevin Durant trade, right? So say one of them stays, keep Jaime. I would bring back Alec Burks and bring back Hillel Larson and obviously Keshad Johnson. That's what I am doing if I'm the front office, right? And then, which I can show you on the screen right here, which will be right here, future free agents. So look, this is the future free agents, of course. Alec Burks, we talked about it. Josh Christopher, I'm letting him walk. Keshad Johnson, cool. Not much free agents. That's really, really a big, like a big threat for us, for them to lose, right? Now, when we do look at the free agency market, which it is very, very slim. Like, it's not good free agents at all. And that's kind of the sucky part about it, is that free agency is never going to be that good. But so we can look at positions, right? So let's just say point guard. So point guard, Fred VanVleet's probably going to stay. Kyrie Irving's going to stay. Brogdon's probably going to be a free agent. Russell probably stays. Dennis Schroeder's interesting. Chris Paul's old. Trey Jones, Gary Payton. I mean, this is the list. Out of this list, I think Davion Mitchell is the best one. Unless we go out there and go get Russell Westbrook, right? So that's kind of the available point guards. Now, when we look at the shooting guards, James Harden's going to stay. I personally want Bruce Brown. I think he's going to be too much, but I would love to have Bruce Brown. I wouldn't mind bringing Tim Hardaway Jr. We need somebody that can come off the bench and score. Same for Karis LeVert. I do not want Luke Kennard. We don't need another Haywood Highsmith on the team. Pat Connaughton, no. Gary Harris is a good defender, but doesn't really do too much. Giddey staying. Alexander Walker is going to be a big free agent. Maybe we could snag him, but not a big fan. And then Burks, right? So those are kind of the available shooting guards. And then when we look at the small forwards, the second best small forward in free agency is Duncan Robinson. That just shows you, well, according to this list, right? According to this list, it just shows you how bad this list is. Because I think Kelly Oubre is better than him. I wouldn't mind bringing Batum in. Dude, he played awesome in the playoffs. Keon Ellis is not a bad addition, but like I said, not great options at all for the small forward position. And then when we look at the power forward position, we're landing none of these guys. Staying. He's probably going to go, but he's not coming to Miami. He's an interesting piece. I would bring in Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't know if he stays with the Lakers. I don't know if they want him back. I would love to have a Bobby Portis on my team for sure. Maybe we go after Jonathan Kuminga. We'll see with that. And if Khalil Ware is going to start, of course, we need a backup center. So we could look at centers like maybe a Clint Capella. This is not really realistic. Maybe a Brook Lopez. So Andre Drummond. It's not a very good list. So that's kind of like where the Miami Heat's at in free agency and players that I want to let go / trade. Let me know what you guys want. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And your boy's out.